Hey guys, podcast time.
Happy Monday.
From us to you, the happiest of Mondays.
Hopefully everybody had a really good weekend.
Things that you can expect in the podcast today. No pants on the subway. Tic Tacs. Very expensive cheese.
Oh, that one's fascinating.
The Bad Wig Bandit. One of Nikki's favorite movies of all time getting a remake. Results of
not called the Bad Wig Bandit.
It's not the Bad Wig Bandit. You guys haven't ever seen that?
What was the ones in Home Alone? Because every time you kept saying that, I kept thinking,
and then the Sticky Bandits.
That's it.
Yeah. We talk smartwatches, IMAX with laser. Nikki is buying something. Nikki's fulfilling a lifelong dream and ambition.
I'm so calm about it, and I have been calm since yesterday, since I purchased it. But come tomorrow when it gets delivered, I'll have to still be here, probably, but I don't know how I'm going to react.
Do you? I find that the more excited I actually am about something,
the calmer we are.
The calmer I actually am. Like, if it's something that's a big deal to me and I'm really excited, I have almost no reaction whatsoever.
Well, when you hear
I am just
about
like
it,
quiet.
I've wanted it so bad that if I cry because I'm so excited, it's fine because the water will just be there and it'll just look like I'm just fine there.
Yeah, the bigger deal something is to me, I have almost no reaction to it at all.
That's what we're currently sitting at right now.
It's like it takes days for
me
to like get a hold of it and whatever. I'm slow processor apparently. Let's see. So that's in here. There's a new TV show that everybody's going to want to avoid, and we talk about how things are going with the flu shot this year.
Okay. There's a lot in here. Hopefully you guys enjoy it.
Enjoy the podcast.
Make sure you say hello. You can text us anytime. Even if we're not in the studio, we'll just text you back the next time we're in. You just send it to 877 to RadioU. Put your name and that you're a podcast listener. Or if you follow us at RadioU Riot on our Facebook page, you can message us there too.
All right. Well, you guys have a wonderful
day.
Whatevs.
Bye.
Bye.
The Riot. They're kind of a big deal.
Hey, can we do that again? Maybe a little more energy?
No. RadioU.
Last week, we discovered on Tuesday that we had missed something significant on Sunday.
We did.
Remember, it was Keto Sunday?
Yeah, it was obviously a made-up holiday. Not like nationally recognized or anything. Was it a bank holiday? Is that what they call it?
Well,
Where
Nikki,
like you get the day off?
I would just like to say, in fairness, all holidays, if you go back far enough, are made-up holidays.
But just it's not, it's just, it was a day they created themselves.
Yeah. Well, yesterday in several cities around the United States, it was No Pants Subway Ride Day.
And that one's been around for a while.
Since 2002. So as you can see, since it's been around for 18 years, that means it's a holy day. It's a day set aside for no pants on the subway.
Yeah, if you follow any sort of news sites, I'm sure you've seen it each year.
So it was, let's see, Phoenix, Philadelphia, Boston, and New York City kind of officially celebrated, though, the mayor didn't issue any proclamations. And then in London, they call it No Trousers on the Tube Day. But they've only been celebrating that since 2009.
Now, refresh my memory. Is there a point to the day? Is it like global warming, or is it this or that? Like, what's the reasoning behind it?
I don't think so.
There's not one?
It started as, you remember, they might still be a thing, but I don't remember. Improv Anywhere?
Oh, people that used to go do the flash mob sort of stuff.
Right. So like that time they had, probably one of my absolute favorites was when they invaded a Best Buy where they were all wearing blue polos and khaki pants.
So they look like workers.
Right. And there were hundreds of them that just walked into a Best Buy. Well, they were the ones that were responsible for No Pants on the Subway Day.
And then that just morphed into a holiday?
It's just turned into, hey, let's all go pantless on the subway. Woo!
It's weird, but all right.
The people are weird. Oh, some of these photos.
Sometimes when you see photos and it looks like it's a lot of people, like they're just grouped in, and then you wonder if you actually got to look, like, are we talking 15 people are doing it per subway, or how many are actually doing this?
This is the best picture. Here's a guy with very hairy legs standing in front of this kid, and this
They just look it up.
This kid is obviously not involved. He's leaning all the way back and staring straight up in the ceiling. And you're just like, bro, you're all of us right now.
That's uncomfortable.
You are all of us right now. Nobody actually wants to see that guy.
And I know you want to, like have your holiday and stuff, but have you ever been on the subway when someone not on No Pants Day is wearing
no pants?
No pants. That's when it's really awkward.
Yeah. Well, you know what?
Because it happens.
I hope everybody enjoyed their pantsless subway ride. And if you're wondering, they're pantsless, but, not...
We still wear underwear.
Yeah.
We're not naked day.
It was not naked
sure,
day.
That's some other day in the other part of the year.
Yeah, I really don't want to be part of that one. Or even present when that was taking place.
Just cover your eyes.
I'm like that kid staring at the ceiling like, man, just get me out of here.
The Riot has now been downloaded. Hope you installed some antivirus. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
When's the last time you had a Tic Tac? You're sitting with grandma somewhere and she was like, be quiet. Don't eat this.
We used to have a big, large, is it a bottle of them or whatever?
Sure.
Like a large container of them in one of our meeting rooms. But then outside of that, I don't think it's been a while since I actually bought Tic Tacs on my own.
I don't know if it's still in there. I think the idea was that if you're about to meet with, that was the meeting room where if you're an outsider, we take you in that room.
So you needed a Tic Tac.
So, try to make a good impression, give them a Tic Tac.
I actually thought last week, I was like, I wonder if Lifesavers are still around. And then...
Oh, no, I know that's true.
They kind of still fall in the same category as a Tic Tac to me.
Yeah, you know what I love? There's a place I go where they'll have coffee out if you want it, and then they have Lifesavers out. And it's like, oh, this is because your breath reeks after coffee. And I'm 100% guilty of that. I'm drinking coffee all the time, and I hate getting close to people because I'm like, dude, my breath has to just reek of coffee.
But I always like the fruit flavors for Lifesavers, so I don't know if that necessarily fell under the did it help your breath. But a Tic Tac will.
Probably a little bit, maybe a little. Well, Tic Tac has just introduced their Coca-Cola flavored Tic Tacs.
They got a partnership thing. Good for them.
So it looks like it's going to be late January. You'll be able to get yourself a Tic Tac.
So a Coca-Cola Tic Tac.
Yeah, isn't it weird how our thing now is that we want something that tastes like something else? Like you used to go to an Oreo because it tastes like an Oreo. And now you have to have an Oreo that tastes like something else. Tic Tacs used to taste like Tic Tacs, and now it's like I got Tic Tac that tastes like a Coke, which I'll just say it's better than Coke that tastes like a Tic Tac. Because when I saw the headline, that was the first thing I thought, and I was like, oh, nobody wants that.
You hope it wasn't a crossover on both ways?
Yeah. Which, I guess my reaction shows you why you need Tic Tac to taste like something else, because nobody is really excited about eating a Tic Tac.
I guess it's something to try. So if you see them, that is, like Obi mentioned, later this month.
Yeah. Actually, I'm really curious.
Well, you like Coke.
I'd like to know what that tastes like. And
you do know.
But we don't know.
But you do. If you just found a normal Tic Tac and then just drank it with Coke at the same time.
Think it's the same thing?
There you go. You found it.
Yeah. I will say, honestly, the fruit-flavored Tic Tacs we had in that room over there, those are pretty good.
Man, at that point, you're just eating candy.
Yeah.
You're absolutely eating candy.
Guess who doesn't feel bad about it?
I know, they're so tiny.
Empty prototype for breathing.
It's almost like it's good for you.
Oh, yeah, it's obviously packed with vitamins and minerals. Look at all the colors. Colors mean good.
A Rotten Tomatoes score so high, they refuse to make it public. The Riot on RadioU.
Thank you, Carl, for texting in something about the meatballs at
the what?
IKEA are actually made of the people that can't find the exit.
Is that something just light for your Monday?
I think it's real. And along with those special meatballs made of people, we have this cheese from Wisconsin that Nikki has found.
Would you pay this much for is it a pound of cheese?
$209 for a pound of cheese.
It is an ultra rare, which makes it sound like a toy or like an action figure or like a card or something. But it's an ultra rare 20-year-old Wisconsin cheddar cheese.
So they call it a limited run cheese. There's only about $500 worth of this cheese.
500 pounds.
I'm sorry, 500 pounds worth of this cheese. And it's crazy. It just goes, they've been aging it for 20 years. And now it's like whiskey or whatever. I read this article last night talking about how whiskey is one of the best investments you can make because it is showing
It just sits there?
It's not year over year. I can't remember how many years it is, but like a 400% increase because people like it when it's old. So if you're willing to sit on it, it becomes worth more money. No, not the hooch that you buy at the corner store.
We're talking, this is a rare cheese.
Right. So this $209 per pound for
it's
this
Hook's
20-year cheese
company.
Wouldn't you like to just have a taste of it?
Well, that's what he said he does. They do test it each year to make sure it's developing the right way. So it's not like it's untouched for 20 years.
Developing. How does
that work?
I get it. There's enzymes and blah, blah, blah and whatever. But what do you do if it's not developing the right way? You give it like a rub down or something?
So the $209 is a lot. Half the proceeds, though, will be donated to the Dairy Innovation Hub, which does dairy research at the University of Wisconsin.
Well, that's nice of them, but I wouldn't do that. I'd be keeping all of it.
So they donate the rest.
Wow, but you don't need to buy anywhere near pounds.
They usually have this, kind of every year, and it always sells out for them.
$50 for a slice.
I can't afford that.
I can't really afford that, but it's so... First off, I love cheese. Second, just the idea of what? Like, what does...
But what if it's amazing? What if you've never had cheddar cheese like this? What if it's life-changing and you can never
go back?
You can't afford to have enough.
What if you turn into...
You eat the whole wheel, all $200 of it. What happens?
In like one night. You just wake up and you're like, I'll never be the same.
I mean, I don't know if we can risk it.
And from that point forward, you're never happy. Like, it literally, the cheese is so good, it ruins your entire life because you could never have it again.
You can't have grocery store cheese ever.
And you just barely learn to live without it, and then somebody rolls a wheel in. And you're like, wait, where did you get that?
How many years is this cheese?
Where did you get that?
So, yeah, ultra rare. 20-year-old Wisconsin cheddar cheese.
Man, I want some of that.
$209 a pound.
I want some.
Basically $50 a slice.
$50 a slice.
Maybe at Costco they'll have like a little sample section,
Hey, you know what
Tiniest
I saw?
bite of the wheel.
Didn't you see that thing where they were selling wheels of cheese at Costco?
Yeah, but I don't think it's not rare ones like this.
No, it's Kirkland cheese.
Which is still a fine,
I'm sure it's a fine
cheese. It's just fine.
Sure.
Everything you love about the Riot, plus a handy-dandy fast-forward option. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
So, Nikki, over the weekend, did you go to the movies?
I did not.
Why not?
Well, I just didn't. There really wasn't anything that spoke to me as a movie.
There wasn't
that
anything.
Came out, so I passed on that.
All right. Well, you know what? Over the weekend, 1917.
Oh, I did see that was the number one.
It was the number one movie.
I saw that everywhere on Facebook. People were seeing it.
That's really something.
I thought it had already been out, but that was its nationwide release.
Well,
so it was like the first main big weekend.
I think it was like Christmas or something. It came out
limited,
and so in a limited release because it was playing in a theater near us. But it went nationwide over the weekend and made big bucks. In fact, it was number one. They were saying it was a huge deal the way that it unseated Star Wars from the number one spot.
I think it made like over $30 million.
The other one that I saw,
a really large amount for that style of movie.
Yeah, when I was looking at it, it surprised me. I don't have the number here, but how many people that I saw talking about the Kristen Stewart movie, Underwater, they were like, it's actually pretty good. It's pretty good.
Well, I think they're just being kind, which is fine.
You think so?
What did it make? Was it?
I don't know.
Oh, you want me to do the box office?
I'm trying to understand the results, but as I said, ever since Box Office Mojo got bought by, oh my gosh, finally, here we go. It didn't crack the top 5.
It's okay. Was it some wide release?
It's in 7th place. It made about $7 million.
That's all right.
Let me put it this way. Basically, a few of the critics that I follow, their response to that movie was like, I'm surprised it's as good as it was, which is not the same as saying it's good.
Well, as we talked about movies, Friday going into it, that's the one that you said it's been made for like 2.5 years.
Yeah, it's just been sitting around.
Never got out. And because she was in Charlie's Angels, they assumed that would do better than it did. So they thought it might be a nice follow-up to have something from her.
So your top 5, 1917 came in at number 1. It beat out Star Wars by $20 million.
Dude, forget $30 million. It made $39 million over that. So that's quite a haul.
Jumanji came in at 3 with $14 million. Like a Boss, $10 million. And then Just Mercy, $10 million. Which that must have gotten a wider release because that's 12,000% higher than it made the week before.
It's better for them.
must have been better. But like, wow!
What an increase.
It's really taken off!
Well, did anybody see anything good over the weekend that's worth seeing?
Man, I didn't go to the movies.
You should see the 1917. I would assume you would like that.
Oh, no, I have to. I need to. I want to. Probably.
You should have. That was your time.
I should have.
Remember, if you don't go see it like the main opening weekend, you never end up doing it.
I don't feel like this movie's like that, though, because I feel like it's going to have a long tail because of award season. So, I'll get there. Don't pressure me. Now I feel pressure.
Not pressuring. Sorry you mistook that. It's encouraging you to go.
Feels like pressure.
The Riot is well-versed on many different topics.
They're shy at first, but they're quite skilled at conversation.
This is The Riot on RadioU.
Oh, Nikki.
Yeah?
Man, you're going to be so glad that you paid for 3 years of Disney Plus in advance.
Why?
You don't are you ready?
Well, okay. That was the sale that was going on before it came out.
Oh, here we go.
And it was super cheap, and it was like, fine, whatever.
All right. The breastplate of self-justification.
It's a new part of the armor. Mm-hmm. The armor of streaming.
Come on, Nikki. Here we go.
Did they lower the price?
No, it's so much better. It's so much better. Nikki asked me off air. She was like, "Is this going to be better than the Wisconsin cheese?"
Well, that you were telling me about the $200 a pound cheese wheel. So,
well, here's what's beautiful, Nikki, is that it ties right into that cheese you were talking about. As you recall, Nikki is a big fan, huge fan, enormous fan of an 80s movie called Space Camp.
I'm not, just I remember watching it.
Yeah, and they have just announced...
Is it coming to Disney Plus?
A remake of Space Camp.
Oh, no!
Is coming to Disney Plus, Nikki.
Oh, boy.
So it'll probably be a musical.
I'm so glad I have 3 years because I'm sure it'll be released somewhere in that window.
Oh, yeah.
Like the space window because they couldn't get back into Earth unless the window.
They got to get into the right window.
Whatever that was called.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, fun.
So they'll have to go get oxygen from the space station.
Okay.
Or they're all going to die.
So when I was maybe saying, I don't know if there's enough for me on Disney Plus.
That's where you're wrong.
That was a lie because now you have this.
You know, Nick, let's not call it a lie.
I think
let's just call it a mistake.
A lot of people were waiting for, what was the other show on Lizzie McGuire?
Yeah.
That one? And they were saying last week how the creator of Lizzie McGuire, who was back on its reboot for Disney Plus, they made 2 episodes and then she quit. So they were having differences. So that show has been pushed back, like pulled back for them to redo again.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, we're not going to see that this year, I don't think. But now you have something else to look forward to.
A Space Camp remake.
Great.
You know what? Some things are starting to make sense to me now. I saw where Scott Derrickson, the director on the second Doctor Strange movie, he directed the first one. He's going to direct the second one. He said that he left that production because of differences of opinion or whatever. He's probably going to make the Space Camp reboot.
I think first off, you're lying about that whole thing. But it'd be awesome if he was.
What do you mean?
Well, like, I don't think he's not actually attached to it.
Nikki, I said it's speculation. I just think that's probably what it is.
He was that out of thin air.
He was just like, man, my whole life I've wanted to remake Space Camp for Nikki, and now I'm getting a chance.
Now he can actually do it.
I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it.
So if you were a fan of this old movie, that was the 80s, right? From the 80s or 90s, then.
And you have to wonder the reason it's back in the news. That movie stars Joaquin Phoenix, a very whittle.
Oh, he
Joaquin
is in
Phoenix.
it. Wow.
Oh, yeah.
And he's everywhere with award season.
He's Max because Jinx put Max in space.
That was the character thing that he drew from for Joker.
Yeah, that's right.
That's where the pain came from.
He's the dark.
Very dark. It's a dark take.
Yeah, That is.
It is dark in space, so.
No one can hear you scream, I hear.
But that leads to his, just fantastic rendition of Joker. So
is it? We'll never know because I'm not watching it.
Space Camp or Joker?
Joker. Space Camp, Nikki. That'll change your life.
Oh yeah.
How can you say no to Space Camp?
Thanks for telling me about the reboot.
That's what I'm here for.
It was bad enough the first time around, but now it's worse. Don't believe us? Just keep listening. You'll find out soon enough. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
You decide to become a bandit. You put a lot of time and effort into being a bandit. You select your clothing, you select maybe your hairstyle, you select ways you're trying to avoid the cameras.
You want to be up to date on your style if you're going to be that way.
Yeah, and now I find myself wondering if this was just hurtful, as they're referring to a robber in Charlotte as the Bad Wig Bandit.
Aww. Was it noticeable?
But what if from his perspective, he's like, nuh-uh, I am the good wig bandit.
So I'm sorry. So it's a guy. So is he wearing like a wig or like a toupee or something? Or?
Well, Nikki, you take a look at the photos and see if you think that
was he wearing a wig intentionally or like, oh yeah, that's a bad wig. He's just trying to not be
easily identifiable.
Exactly. It's not like he's wearing this day to day. One maybe.
What's really sad about this is right now you have a wig. And
not me. He's talking about, just hypothetically.
Sure. It's not Nikki. Wink, wink.
It's you guys. You're the ones.
You have a wig and you live in Charlotte and you're just going about your day to day. It's no big deal. You think you have a nice wig, but in reality, your wig is horrendous.
It's not good.
And what ends up happening is now everywhere you go in public, the police are harassing you because you're wearing a bad wig and they think it's highly possible that you could be the Bad Wig Bandit. All the while, your friends were never good enough to you to tell you the truth that your wig is bad.
Well, I like the article because, they were talking, there's a short blonde wig that he's wearing, kind of like a bob with some bangs and stuff. But then there's another one. He did a second robbery on the 7th, and he was wearing, they said a red beard, but it wasn't. It was actually just another wig. But
where
it was
he had
a
the hair
red.
All pull forward.
Yeah, so it's a red one, and he's just trying to obstruct his face for the security cameras.
Yeah. So where they finally get some suspects, put them in a lineup, and they all have to wear these really bad wigs.
Pretty much.
Can you point to me which one it is? Could we have suspect number 3 put on wig number 5?
You can get them all from Amazon, I'm sure.
Yeah, I'll take that one. Oh, gosh. Now all of a sudden you live in Charlottesville and you've been having wigs delivered. You're on the list.
They're looking at you.
The one thing I'll tell you about this is that bank robbing, there's not enough money in it for it to be worthwhile.
Maybe there is. Maybe it pays enough for the wigs.
The wig addiction? They're feeding the wig addiction.
Which it's a cycle.
I don't know. I worked at a bank as a teller for 2 weeks. Worst job ever. And they
had a robbery.
They did. No,
during the 2 weeks?
No,
I thought they had one during the 2 weeks.
No, that was just me checking out at a bank one time.
Not when you were working there?
I knew that there was a robbery because of what they had done while I was there. I was like, oh, great. I'm never getting out of here.
I always thought, going in, you don't want them to be able to recognize you, but wouldn't they know you that you're coming in to rob if you're coming in wearing, the hoodie over the long wig and covering your face and stuff? They should have some sort of heads up as you're walking in that you're there to rob.
Nikki, I don't think you're allowed to talk to people about their appearance.
You can't. Well, you're not allowed to judge them ahead of time. With this guy, with how he was dressing with the red wig, you could tell. He's trying to keep his face covered.
Sometimes they'll have like a sign that's like no hoodies or something like that. Was that a bank I went to? I think so, where they had a thing where it was like you're not allowed to wear anything that obscures your face. And I think it's just because they love how you look.
Well, they just want to make sure they get a nice, clear shot of you coming in.
Oh. Well, just remember today, if police are looking at you funny, you may have a bad wig. Or you may have hair that looks like a bad wig. And I'm not sure which one is worse.
Either way, what a great day.
In case you're wondering, yes, we do get complaints.
They have gone too far. This time, they are going to be held accountable.
You're listening to The Riot on Radio U.
All right, Nikki. What is this?
I love this idea. As you roll your eyes at me.
I totally rolled my eyes.
What's the matter with it.
Here's
This is a great idea.
Here's what it says. This is the article title. Cut down on household clutter by throwing a downsizing party?
Yes.
Okay, so what's a downsizing party?
All right. Especially when you come to early January, you go through a lot of your stuff at your house and you want to get rid and downsize items. Well, there's only so much you can do with the stuff. Some people throw it away, you sell it, you Facebook Marketplace, you Craigslist it, you might give it to a charity, but you can have a downsize party where you invite all your friends and family over for a party and they can take items as they leave.
Okay.
Yay!
So you're saying like
It's like a break room table.
You would in advance, you would have
your items all set out.
You go through and get all your stuff. And then at the end of the day, you're like, all right, anybody that wants any of this stuff, just take it.
Which is a fantastic idea because sometimes it's not worth you selling it for. Like it's just more hassle than maybe the item is actually worth money-wise. But it would be good to give to someone. And then other times for charities, you might not want to donate certain items here, or this could be more usable with your friends.
Right.
So you just have a party, invite everybody over, and they can pick through all the stuff.
Pick through. That's the...
That's
right there,
the best way to say
that phrase that you just used, I feel like tells me everything I need to know about this trash picking party that you're having.
It's not trash picking. It's actual items that, they could end up enjoying.
That's actually not a bad idea. I am having a group of friends over in a couple of weeks, and that might
Your Picard
be
party that you were mentioning.
Yeah, that's right. I am. It's not just Picard. We're going to do other things too.
Great.
Like other things that you would hate and not be interested in.
Which is why I'm not going.
Yeah. Because Eric's not there for her to lie about liking Star Trek.
Maybe you could have a combination party where if you went through some items,
wouldn't be so bad.
You could then have them take it if they wanted something.
It was last January that I cut from I got 11 or 12 tubs. I went down to 2. I just did a huge, I'm emptying this place out party for myself. I threw all that stuff away.
So Jeff was saying, it's a downsizing party equals a yard sale. You're not selling the items.
You're giving them away.
You're actually just giving some of the stuff for free.
What we're really doing is Swedish death cleaning.
Yeah. Yes, if you look that up, it's kind of similar to it.
Read up on it. They say you hit a certain point in life when you need to stop accumulating and start giving away.
Well, we all have items where, again, it's not worth you going through the hassle and the bullying to try to sell it online. And then it might not be worth you having it for a yard sale if you don't do that sort of thing. And sometimes you don't need money for it. It's just actually a good idea just to give it to someone who could use it.
It's not the worst thing in the world to just give it away.
You're not charging them and then you're helping them.
Yeah, that works for me.
Great idea. So downsize party.
That works for it. Actually, I rolled my eyes at it, but the more I think about it,
it's a great way to help your friends out if they need some things,
or for you to it's a transfer of junk.
Yeah.
So you're like,
yes, it is.
I'm tired of this junk here. And you're like, here, friends.
Well, you wouldn't bring your junk to the party. You're going to bring some nicer items that you just don't need anymore.
Well, I mean, yeah, but I feel like once something loses its value to you, it becomes junk.
True.
Even if it can be something
has
nice
value to someone else. Yeah.
It's junk.
So set it out, have a party, invite people to watch a movie, and then when they leave, take whatever items they want.
Take yourself a little something.
Just make sure you designate the takeaway zone. Otherwise, they might just start going through your place.
Yeah, everything has to be approved and reapproved when you leave.
Otherwise, it could very well take something you actually still wanted.
Yeah, that's a good call, Nikki.
You're listening to the worst of the riot. Radio U.
Nikki, you're just a statistic now.
Am I?
You're just some number in a book somewhere.
Well, I hate to hear that.
Your personhood falling away.
I am a person. I'm not a stat.
No, you're one of the 20%. You're a 20%er, Nikki.
What does that mean?
You're a 1 in 5-er.
What does it mean?
You're a 1-er.
I'm a 1-er?
A 1 in 5-er.
Am I a winner?
That's what you are. You're a 1-er.
I'm a winner.
Congratulations. You are one of the 1 in 5 Americans that wears a smartwatch or fitness tracker.
Woo! Oh, yeah.
Where is your... Oh, it's on the other arm.
It's right there. I wear it on my left hand.
She does. She's always looking at it, too. We'll be doing something. We'll be talking, and she'll be like, you don't matter. Let me see what's on my watch.
That's not true at all. That's not true. And they're going to think, oh, that is true. Sounds about right.
I know, because if it wasn't true, this is exactly, or was true, this is what you would say.
I would be saying?
Like, that's not true. Wait, hang on. Okay. All right. What were you saying?
How long have you been telling me about this? Let me look at my watch.
I'm going to check my watch because I have it set up. It's got an app in it that every time you start whining, a timer starts.
And then I can see my heart rate go up and down.
You can watch it go up and down as you shut up.
I don't even need to work out. It's enough of a workout to do this.
Just being in this room with you.
I'm good.
My cardiologist was like, you're fine.
They wanted to see the numbers and what the heck is going on.
You're fine. I had to wear one of those devices, and now they're like, what happens between 6 a.m. and noon that you're so upset every day?
What does he do?
So, let's see. 1 in 5 Americans, they say.
Wear a smartwatch?
Yeah, that's according to Pew Research Center, which Pew does lots of...
Pew.
They got all kinds of stats coming up.
They do. It's funny, and I don't know, does anybody else who wears a smartwatch, like, I never wore a watch before I wore a smartwatch.
Yeah.
And I only got it because it's an Apple Watch, and that's just what I do.
And everything Apple does, she says she does
everything, but
almost
everything. But then I grew to really like having the notifications and having it on my hand.
Yeah.
But I was not a watch user before becoming a smartwatch user.
Yeah. Well, I have noticed that I think I have roughly the attention span of like a, I don't know, golden retriever. No, golden
a happy
lab.
puppy.
A golden, like I can't focus on anything. And so the idea of, in order for me to focus, I'm one of two things. I can't focus at all or I'm hyper focused. So it's like I'm so focused, I can't pay attention to anything around me, or I can't stop paying attention to everything around me.
So if you had a watch, you would just pay only attention to it?
If I want to pay attention to something, a lot of times I'll take my phone and go set it somewhere else because I'm like, I can't have access to it.
But this takes away that. So I wonder if it actually would bug you, because this is, your phone can be somewhere else and you're only getting the notifications you want to get.
Right, which is none.
Okay, well, yeah, then you don't need anything.
Which is not, I don't.
Problem solved.
I don't want any notifications.
Don't want any at all.
They say that, what do you call it? Adoption of smart devices like a smartwatch is higher if you live in a household that makes more than $75,000 a year. Shocker on that one, right?
Because you can afford it.
Because in those homes, it's 1 in 3 people.
Oh,
have
wow.
a
It really
watch.
climbs up.
Yeah. Well, you know what? Where was I the other day? And I looked around and everybody at the table had a smartwatch on. And I was just like, what are we doing?
Well, we're doing this. This is what we're doing.
And there I am, no smartwatch, just my stupid Mac on the table.
You don't even have a fit tracker.
Nope.
Do you even?
No.
What are you doing?
You know what? I don't even weigh myself anymore. I'm just like, whatever. It's fine.
Whatever will be, will be.
I don't know. Like, somebody asked me the other day, like, hey, have you lost weight? And I was like, oh, yeah, so much. Like, really?
But I'm not looking.
They were like, how much? I'm like, I have no idea. I was like, well, how can you not know? I'm not even weighing myself. How can you not? How do you know? You have to keep score.
No, you don't. Fit trackers are nice, too, because they do a lot more than, they used to. So
yeah, like now you've got data when you're not doing anything.
And so that would still bug you because it would still be something you would focus on.
I don't need any data. But Nikki,
I'll be fine. I'm part of the group.
She is. Nikki's good at multitasking. I'm not. Like, I can't handle it.
Hey, we all have our things.
Right.
We're all that we're good in and better or, improving.
And my gift is being overly sensitive. It's a gift.
Where's your watch for that?
You guys have
What can you wear for that?
It's wonderful. It's not a watch, Nikki. It's earmuffs.
Is it earmuffs? You just got to drown everything out.
I gave during the last fundraiser, and all I got was this crappy morning show. This is The Riot on listener-supported Radio U.
Watching movies at home is a pretty good experience these days. I mean, I saw over the weekend, I looked at a 65-inch TV with all kinds of trimmings. It was $400. Mm-hmm. And so, I mean, $400 is still money, but when you compare that to the cost, say, 10 years ago, that same TV would have been like a $5,000 TV.
I'd say most of us are pretty comfortable with our TV viewing experience.
You can get a sound bar or a 5.1 system for like $100. Is it the best one? No, but it's pretty good. It's pretty good. Which means when you go to the movies, they are fighting hard to get your money out of the living room and into the movie theater.
Well, it needs to be a better experience. It needs to be worth the effort and worth the way extra cost to go see it there.
So the last couple of movies I have seen, I watched at AMC in Dolby, and I was very impressed.
But you're a sound guy. You really appreciate that.
Oh, man, it was just It was amazing. I was blown away by it.
Remember my last set of movies? They had flies in front of the projector that kept flying through the movie.
That's rough.
Hardly noticeable, but it was a statement about the theater.
It's fine. It's fine.
Like, you got to be kidding me.
It's fine.
Where I was like, I could be home.
So, okay, if you go to an AMC theater, they have Dolby, and then they have their own like proprietary thing they call Prime. And then the other thing that's new, and it's not even that new, it's just new to me, there's IMAX, and you're like, yeah, I've done IMAX. I've never been impressed with a standard film on an IMAX screen. It seems blurry to me. A lot of times the sound just seems loud, and loud is not as great as full.
Sure.
And et cetera, et cetera. So there is something called IMAX with laser. So that's their new
lasers.
It's like a year or two ago. I don't know when exactly it came out, but like that's their new. Like there's IMAX and then there's the IMAX.
So what is this?
Lasers.
What does this get us?
It gets us 4K laser production. No,
how is that supposed to be better?
Here, I'll tell you what. I'll read you what I have here. Laser projection provides myriad improvements over traditional xenon projector lamps. For its new projectors, IMAX has essentially miniaturized its laser tech to cut cost, et cetera, et cetera. So it's
better
12-channel sound, multiple 4K projectors. It's supposed to be better. But a lot of people say that the Dolby Cinema experience is actually even better than this. So I don't know.
So what are you saying? We're supposed to go for that?
What I'm saying is that they want us, Nikki, to spend a bunch of extra money. And now I'm caught with the option of like, oh, so there's the thing out there I haven't seen yet. I need to go find an IMAX with laser.
You have to go find the better one now.
To see what laser looks like. Nikki, lasers are the future.
Listen, not with the theater we normally go to. You're lucky to even get in. It's so bad. Like, they're not spending the money on it.
Nikki has a problem with the parking lot, okay?
The parking lot is trash. The bathrooms are always flooded. Like, literally flooded.
Right.
The seats, the coating has worn off on a lot of the seats.
What are you
it's
talking about?
Not good.
It's nice.
It's not good.
It's nice.
And we're still just like, yep, come on in.
I always love that feeling when I put my head against the back of the seat.
From the cheese there.
They do. So, okay. All right, you know how when you get cereal and sometimes somebody gets the prize? Like, that's how it works there. They have botulism cheese. Like, sometimes somebody gets the special cheese and they get to take it home with them.
And it's not like it's cheaper, way cheaper than other theaters. I just don't know why it's not going back in to make theater improvements.
It's cheaper on Tuesdays.
It is. That's about it. I just sit there. I can't go too early because then I just look around, and I'm not supposed to look around.
There's a reason they keep the lights low in there.
That is it. And you're not supposed to look around. You're supposed to look down when you walk in and just go to your seat. Just be quiet.
It's fine. Christian in Georgia says, I don't know what AMC's IMAX really is, but it doesn't seem as good as the Dolby theaters.
But is there lasers?
Yeah, but Christian, was there a laser?
Because then you're not seeing the right one.
IMAX with laser. It's different. It's a brand. Like, it is. It's like a whole other thing.
Then how much more would that movie be to see?
I hate it when you bring up money. It makes the whole thing feel dirty.
Doesn't it?
It does.
But we do want to know.
Worst of the Riot. Radio U.
Nikki, tell them what you did and didn't do this weekend.
All right. So if you're with us on Friday, I was going to go on Saturday. Or I think we had talked about it maybe on Thursday.
Saturday.
In
One
our
day
area,
only.
I had seen at the gym, because they have all those TVs, nothing but infomercial commercials for like a traveling hot tub expo sort of thing. And there was also the RV expo. Like, there's a ton of expos for those sort of things.
Is it on
this past weekend?
Don't you feel like the RV people and the hot tub people are the same people?
I think they are. That's why they were hoping you were already at one and you might just wander over into the other one.
Slide on over like, honey, what we need is to get us an RV and we can pull the hot tub behind us.
You can. You can always have it with you.
That way we always got it.
So I wanted to go to the hot tub one because I have always wanted a hot tub. Mm-hmm. No other way to say it. Just have always desperately wanted one.
Real talk, the entire time I've known Nikki, she has always talked about, looked at, like we'll go to the fair and she'll wander off and look at hot tubs.
Never go in the tent, but I'll just look from a distance like, look at them there.
The entire time I've known Nikki, she's always talked about a hot tub.
And so I was going to go to the Expo, but then the hot tub places in our area, like the stores, were also having sales because they knew the Expo was going on.
Well, they got to compete.
So on Saturday, I went to the store first, and then I was just too tired to go to the Expo because I didn't want to deal with it. I didn't want to deal with it. So I never made it to the Hot Tub Expo.
So you don't even know the deals you missed out on.
I don't even know, but I assume it's like a traveling thing. And then...
Exactly. It was like free admission to the circus.
Yeah.
It was the hot tub circus.
It was. And
you could have been there.
No, because I
so many Instagram opportunities.
I was afraid to go. I was just afraid. And I told Obi the weather was bad, and I just didn't want to go anymore.
I just want you to know that the fact that you were going to go was shocking to me.
Because I want a hot tub.
Because that
I'll do anything
seems
for
like
it.
the kind of place that you would never go. And when you got there, you would just have that look on your face
and then
the whole
I can't
time.
Stay.
Right.
I just knew it was going to be that way. So we went to the hot tub place, and I found a hot tub.
You got it.
So I went yesterday because I went back because you're supposed to think about big decisions.
You are.
For like 24 hours.
That's right.
And I did. And I think they're clearing out like all the older ones because it's a new year and it's a new hot tub.
And it's a new you.
And so I found one.
Old hot tub for old wineskins or something
like that. So I found one. It's coming tomorrow.
You got a hot tub.
I got a hot tub.
How many person hot tub is it?
I think it's the smaller normal size. So I think it's probably 6 people.
Okay. So like there's room for both of us.
Everybody can get in. Everybody can. So that'll be the new meeting place. I'm going to do the riot from there.
It sounds wonderful.
I'm so excited. I can't even. Just can't. I can't come in on Wednesday. I don't know how long it'll take to heat up.
Well, it's probably too late, but Sharon texted and wanted to know if inflatable hot tubs are still on the table.
I looked at that, but they're so short. Like when you actually measure them, and I mean, I'm 5'9", and Eric's like, he's 6'3", so like, I kind of felt like it wasn't tall enough for everybody. And then you're sitting on the ground, like on where the inflatable thing goes on.
Look, those inflatable hot tubs are for small children. Like if you really look at them, it's the marketing for them is so not real.
When we were looking at them a few years ago, I think it was even during the show, we got like a measuring stick out to see like how tall is the actual hot tub. It is not tall at all, so like it did not work.
Tall.
So that's coming tomorrow.
I can't believe you got a hot tub.
I know.
I cannot believe it.
I mean, I literally wanted one forever. I had one growing up when we were younger, and I just such good memories, so I better use it now.
Do you really have such good memories?
I did. We would swim in it all the time. You treat it almost like a pool, especially in the summertime when it's hot, so weul see what happens.
What do I have good memories of from my childhood? Oh, nothing.
Nothing. You didn't have a hot tub.
No, we didn't have a hot tub. We had a what do you call it? A Sega Genesis.
Bathtub?
That's why, you know what, Nikki, all we're doing is chasing that childhood high.
I know we are.
I keep buying game consoles and you're buying hot tubs. And we're just if only I could feel as good as I did then.
I'm very excited, and I'd like everybody to be excited with me. Okay.
Keep your negativity to yourself.
To yourselves, all right? So there we go.
She actually says, she's like, I don't even know if I want to talk about this.
That's tomorrow, and yay. So very excited.
Man, tomorrow it's HTD.
Hot tub day.
Hot tub day.
I know you got to fill it, though, and then, like, wait. So I am being realistic.
It does take a while. It's hot tub delivery day.
No, today I promised myself I'm getting everything done so that this weekend it's nothing but hot tub. Nothing but tub.
It's an MBHT. Nothing but hot tub weekend.
So you got to get it all done now.
Nikki, we got a whole thing like this weekend on RadioU. Songs to go hot tubbing by.
The Riot. Just because it's bad doesn't mean it's not good. Wait, isn't that exactly what it means? It's The Riot on RadioU.
I don't understand how some things keep coming back. How do they keep coming back? They sucked the first time, and they're like, nah, we'll do it again. I'm talking about Child's Play. Chucky. Do you know how many Chucky movies there are?
So is that the little
That's the little doll.
Okay.
There are
Wasn't there one this year?
Last year.
Last year?
Maybe 2 years ago.
Oh, no, I mean, yes, last year.
But they have done so many of those movies.
Maybe it does well enough.
No, you're right. It was last year. I'm
Maybe
looking.
it does well enough, like with streaming or like merchandise.
Think about this: the original Child's Play movie, 1988. 31 years later,
still going,
and they just announced that they have a Chucky TV show. It's not getting a pilot; it got a straight to series order. That means they've made nothing. But they're so confident or desperate, based on the pitch, that they're just like, man, let's make this TV show now. We're making it now.
So what network is going to take it?
Now, don't worry about that.
Well, wait, that says something.
You think it does?
It does. It's what says it?
Sci-fi.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I think they're looking for stuff.
Well, you think they'll take just anything?
Pretty close. I'm sure they have open slots. And I wonder if some of these franchises that keep coming back, there is a case of they have to use the franchise so many years, so often.
Could be.
To kind of keep it, like, does it go to another company or can it stay with them? Like, maybe that's why they keep making this stuff.
So Don Mancini, who wrote the film franchise, is going to be the showrunner and executive producer and will direct the first episode, which is good because I want to make sure that this TV show really honors the rich history and the lore of Chucky. I just hate the idea that somebody wouldn't do that.
Mess it up, make it all wrong.
That's somebody that's their, like, Nikki, you and I have been doing the Riot for a while. This guy's like, yeah, I never saw it, but my whole life has been this stupid doll.
His whole life.
He's like,
but he could never say that out loud.
He's like, I don't even like this thing. It sucks. But you know what? It's the only thing I can do that can make any money.
So he's going to do it.
I have written the most beautiful romantic film that I've been trying to get made for 30 years, and all they want is the doll again.
That's all that he's known for. Tom said they should do, like the Jason versus Michael Myers versus Freddy versus Chucky. Throw him in.
Okay.
That's a crossover action.
The problem with that with all four of those characters, I just don't know if I'm going to be able to get the character development that I like to see in a film like that.
Well, sci-fi is home to like the really bad movies, so you could throw them in whenever they reboot Sharknado or something. You could throw Chucky in there.
You know what that reminds me? I didn't watch it, but there was a Santa shark movie, Santa Jaws. It was on
sounds good, doesn't it?
Over Christmas, and I recorded it, or whatever, but I still haven't watched it.
How have you not watched it yet?
Well, the beautiful thing is that YouTube TV never deletes anything, so I got plenty of time. I'm not worried about it. Everybody just relax.
So sci-fi fans or Chucky fans? I didn't say any were listening right now,
desperate people.
There's something that's coming.
You might be thinking that this won't be quite as bad the second time around. Well, you'd be greatly mistaken. You're listening to the worst of the Riot podcast.
Hey, who got the flu shot this year? Right here.
Hands raised. Woo! Raise the arm you got it in.
I can't. It hurts too much.
It still does, that it wasn't done right.
My arm is sore from the shot. I need to lay down. I probably should take the week off. Don't you think?
Mind you got it back in the fall, but
it
still hurts.
You don't know. Here's what we found out. The flu shot does not match the flu virus that's circulating.
Where's your cheering? You need to bring some energy and enthusiasm into that statement. Isn't that exciting to hear? Yay! The shot you got won't help you. Yay!
It works for me.
Hands down now, they hurt.
Listen, I'm not any kind of a healthcare advocate, whatever, but I had the what do you call it? The copay.
Yeah.
And so then I copaid and
I bet you it does help in certain areas where that flu stuff still, that strain might still be in that area, so it might still be helping.
That's actually what they say. They say the strain in the vaccine is not the exact one, but they say that it may be close enough to still give you some immunity. So I feel that's just the flu shot industry trying to prop themselves up. That's all that is.
Trying to make you feel better for getting it
Trying
wrong.
to make you feel okay about it. But that's what this says, that the season started early and we haven't hit peak yet, but the one that seems to be passed the most often is not the one that was in exactly the one that was in the shot.
I've seen a few people just in my online world that have been hospitalized from it. So it seems like some of it can be pretty bad.
Oh, no.
This season, they've been.
I mean, not to be whatever, but like it can kill you.
It can.
Like people die from the flu. It's not as common as it used to be, so it doesn't seem like as big of a deal to us. But actual influenza is nothing to joke about as we joke about it. So what?
Don't say that. What? We're not going to talk about that side of it.
It's true.
Okay.
But I don't know. They continue to say the flu shot is the best bet. Though okay. You know what? This is a weird one, but this is what my doctor told me. He was like, he's like, the best way to keep from getting the flu is to get it when you're really young. And as long as you have
the shot or the flu?
The flu.
Yeah.
And he's like, then if you get really good medical care, there's a great chance that at that point you'll never have the flu again. He's like, but who has a week to take off and wants to roll the dice, get the flu shot?
Yeah, like, better safe than sorry.
Like, man, this is big flu in here. Big flu paid for all this.
I bet probably if you don't feel good, go to the doctor to figure it out. Don't just wait it out. And if you don't feel good, don't go and spread it around. So
you know what? I should go home right now.
You feel fine. You had a little sinus congestion. That's not the flu.
We don't know.
We do know.
It could be the beginning
signs. It's not it.
It could be the beginning stages.
It's not it.
And here I am spreading it to my coworkers. Along with my bad attitude. It's all contagious.
That's the epidemic. That's the real problem everybody has.
Well, you know what? Oh, if only I had a friend that had a hot tub that I could get in to cure my diseases.
Not with your sickness, you're not getting in.
No, I want to get in there, Nikki.
Nope.
I'll take a shower before I get in. So I can wash it all off.
Don't want any of that in there.
Are you familiar with the farmer's hanky?
Is that like your sleeve?
No, that's where you just lean over. And,
gross.
I mean, what's your policy on farmer's hanky in the hot tub?
I never thought I'd hear you say that. What are you saying?
Well, I'm just asking.
You're not doing that. You shouldn't even be doing that outside of a hot tub.
Occasionally when you go running, you have occasion.
Is it so hard to get a leaf or something?
Well, this is a discussion for another time.
This was the worst of the riots, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
It's an MBHT, nothing but hot tub weekend.